All right, here we go. Welcome back again. You may notice this vehicle from a couple weeks ago. This is our brand new 2024 Raptor R. Just to re-emphasize on what the vehicle is, it's a V8, supercharged, pretty much the creme de la creme when it comes to an F-150. So a couple weeks ago, we put our new bumper on the vehicle. We did a couple of sets of lights on it, and we also did a bed cover. This time is going to be a little bit more of a drastic change. We're getting ready to wrap the vehicle. So hang out with us as we go through the process of removing all the components that need to be removed in order for the vehicle to be wrapped. And we'll be putting those back together as it's being done. So follow through and see how it turns out. All right, so if you've been following us for a while, you've probably seen one of our videos in the past about vehicles that we wrapped. Most of our vehicles do tend to follow the same exact process where we pretty much remove everything on the vehicle that can be removed so that everything can be wrapped underneath of. For example, all of the handles. You want to make sure that you wrap behind the handle so that when you do pull on that handle, you don't see the original color underneath. Trucks present a little bit of a unique situation with their beds. The bed itself, because where it meets the cab here, a lot of companies will just simply push that wrap in here into the crevice and you'll see a little bit of the original color. We like to take it one step further. We actually remove the bed from the vehicle so that we can get the back wall to the point where if you were really looking for it, you can actually see the new color and not see the old color. Other than that, it's going to be pretty straightforward on this car. It's not too hard. The Ford F-150 is a vehicle that we worked on quite a bit, so we've pretty much had them pretty much knocked down to the point where they're pretty much old hat, if you will. But stay with us and see how this one turns. I am so glad that I put a plug in here when I did this a couple weeks ago because I knew that I was going to have to take this back off, and now it's easier. The truck is squirting on me. All right. When I did this truck a couple weeks ago, the customer was really excited to get it and excited to get this bumper on and get the lights wired. But I knew that I was going to have to take the bumper back off to do the wrap. So I had the forethought to make a very simple waterproof plug. Basically, I built a 12-position plug or a 12-pin plug so I can power everything here on the front of the vehicle and also make it so that the bumper can... Oh, I just got rain on me again. It's just pouring all over me. So that we can take the bumper off and basically makes it modular, makes things a little bit easier. So glad I had the forethought to do that. Yeah, you don't lift weights enough. Vinny! I don't weigh enough. You don't lift weights enough. What do I gotta lift? A bumper? You get a bumper off? I'm pretty sure I helped you with that. All right, well, come on over then. You're next contestant up on The Price is Right. So this is a plug for relocating the early braking sensor. So we have to relocate that because in the factory bumper it's located down in here and it will not shoot through metal. So we relocated up here to the grill. So I made a plug. It makes it much easier for me to remove this bumper without having to undo 1,000 things. Not just a hat rack. That's why I do that. I tape underneath the edges because I don't want it to scratch it as it comes off. All right, so we've accomplished quite a bit already. I like to start from the front and work my way all the way back to the rear. So obviously from the front, we removed the bumper. We've removed all of the trim pieces on the front, including the grille, and now the headlights as well. And like I said, as we've probably discussed before in some of our videos, the reason we do this is so that when we wrap our cars, all of our vinyl wrap can go around the edges and get behind the edges. So that way, when you are looking at the vehicle, you don't see any of the original color in there. Some of the other features that I've taken apart on this vehicle as well are all of the trim pieces up here on top of the hood. These are black plastic, texture plastic trim pieces. Cowling, I would call it, if you will, a little bit of Raptor R branding. I've also removed the entire wiper cowl and the wipers so that, again, when we are ready to wrap, we're going to be able to go over and behind this edge, and that way it'll look seamless. My next steps as I move towards the rear of the vehicle, I'm going to start taking the front door panels apart and taking the door handles out of the vehicle, also taking off the mirrors. They have to come off as well. We'll also work on the belt moldings, which are the moldings right there at the bottom of your windows. They have to come out. And once I'm done that, I'll probably work on the roof of the vehicle. There are a few antennas at the top that also need to come off so that when we do the roof, that also will be covered as well. Then we get to the real fun where we have to remove when we have to remove the truck bed, which will obviously film a little bit more of that as we move along in the process. So hang on with us. We're moving. I sometimes don't know what to do with my body. I'm just like, should I exit stage right? Should I stay stage left? So the antennas that are on the roof here that need to come off so that we can wrap it. The bolts that mount them to the roof are underneath of the entire cartridge assembly for the sunroof, the panoramic roof. I've taken a couple of these roofs, or panoramic roofs, out before. We've had a couple customers actually hit these things on abutments in like a mall parking lot or whatever, a parking garage, and they've shattered the windows. So I've done this twice now, where I've had to remove this whole thing. And looks like I'm gonna have to do it again. Or at the very least, bring it down, drop it down a little bit so that I can get to the bolts so I can remove these covers and antennas. Let's see what Smokey says. You know I hate you right now.
Yep, you're trying to get out of it, I get it, but there's two 10mm bolts holding it. All you gotta do is drop the back of that headliner, and you can get in there with a 10mm ratchet wrench.
I hate you right now. I hate you. All right.
Tell them leave the roof gloss black.
Well, we did think about that, but the roof it rolls over to the rear window, so you would see the gloss black on top.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, from the rear. Oh, I do not need that angle. Look, he's teabagging me. All right. All right, well, this thing's basically ready to go with the exception of the roof right now. All right. And I have to do this. The reason I have to get these antennas off, because when we wrap that roof, we don't want there to be a seam line. And if we leave the antennas on, yes, we could probably get the vinyl wrap underneath of the antenna, but there's going to be a line where there's going to be a seam that you're going to see. Some wrap shops would do it without that seam. We don't do that like that here. So it has to be removed so we can do one full sheet of vinyl and place it on there. It'll look like it's painted. My life in a nutshell. Yay, Fridays. Hey, guess what though? It's 4:33. I get to leave in 27 minutes.
down.